Hello friends, today we are going to see how to solve a transportation problem by using the least cost method. Now in this video we will only be seeing how to find out the initial basic feasible solution. In the previous video I have solved this same problem by using the northwest corner method, and now we will solve the same problem by using the least cost method. Now if you remember my previous video, in northwest corner method we always started from the first cell. But in this least cost method, the approach will be the data whichever is given over here, we will find out the cell which has the least value, and then we will allocate supply or demand whichever is lesser. First what we will do, we will check whether the problem is balanced or not. So let's check whether the summation of supply is equal to the summation of demand. Now 60 plus 70 plus 110 plus 150. The answer is 390. Now we'll check for demand. 80 plus 90 plus 100 plus 120. Again the answer is 390. Here we can say that the summation of supply is equal to the summation of demand. Therefore it is a balanced model. Okay, once we are confirmed that the model is balanced, now we'll proceed with the allocations. Now first thing, from these cells, what is the lowest value? 6, 8, 10, 9, 5, 7, 11, 10, 3, 5, 14, 12, 2, 6, 10, 8. Here the lowest value is 2. So we'll start allocations from this cell. I'll use a different pen to make the allocations, so it will be easier for you guys to keep track of it. First allocation from this cell. Now for this particular cell, the demand column is 80 and supply is 150. What is lesser? Demand is lesser, so we'll allocate 80 over here. 80 is allocated, so the demand will be exhausted. I'll cancel this and write 0. And out of 150, 80 is allocated, so the balance will be 70. This is the same process that we did in the previous video. The only difference is, in that video we started from this cell for northwest corner method, and for least cost method we'll find out the cell which has the least value, and then we'll allocate demand or supply whichever is lesser. Now here demand was lesser, so we allocated 80. Demand is exhausted, so this whole column will now be cancelled. Okay, so now this column is out of the picture, so we'll hide this column now, and we'll check for the remaining cells which has the lowest value. Now if you see over here, the lowest value now is 5. So now we'll allocate values to this cell. Now the demand is 90, supply is 110. Demand is lesser than supply, so we'll allocate 90 over here. The demand will be exhausted. I'll cancel this and write 0. 90 is allocated, so here balance will be 20. As the demand is exhausted, this column will also be out of the picture now. I'll scratch this out. Okay, 2 columns are now exhausted. Now we'll check for the remaining 2 columns which cell has the lowest value. If you see over here, 8 has the lowest value. So we'll start allocations from this cell. Demand is 120, supply is 70. So we'll allocate 70 over here. Supply will be exhausted. 70 is allocated, so the balance will be 50. I'll cancel this and write 50 over here. Now as the supply is exhausted, we'll cancel this row. No more allocations can be made to this row. Again, now these 6 cells are remaining. What is the least value in these 6 cells? 9 is the least value. So we'll start allocations over here. Now the demand is 50 and the supply is 60. Demand is lesser than supply, so we'll allocate 50 over here. As we have allocated 50, the demand will be exhausted. I'll cancel this and write 0. 50 is allocated, so the balance will be 10. Demand is exhausted, so now this column will be out of the picture. All the non-allocated cells will be cancelled. Please keep that in mind. If you notice, I am only cancelling the non-allocated cells. Now only these 3 cells are remaining. Here the lowest value is of 10. So we'll allocate over here. The demand is 100 and the supply is 10. Supply is lesser than demand, so we'll allocate 10 over here. This becomes 0. 10 was allocated, so the balance is 90. Supply is exhausted, so now this cell or this row will be out of the picture. I have already scratched the non-allocated cells. Now only 2 cells are remaining having values 11 and 14. The lowest value is 11, so first we will allocate that cell. For that particular cell, the demand is 90, supply is 70. Supply is lesser than demand, so we'll allocate 70 over here because it is lesser. This will become 0. 70 was allocated, so balance will be 20. Supply is exhausted, so now this row will be out of the picture. Now only one cell is remaining, that is 14. And if you notice, in the previous video, for the last cell, the demand and supply was equal. Here also this is the last cell, so demand is 20, supply is also 20. We'll allocate 20, this will become 0, this will also become 0. Now if you notice, all the demand and supply is exhausted. The allocations are also done. So now the next step is we have to calculate the initial basic feasible solution. The steps are same as the previous problem. Now we'll start looking for the allocated cells. This one 2 into 80 plus 5 into 90 plus 10 into 10 plus 11 into 70 plus 14 into 20 plus 9 into 50 plus 8 into 70. Now let's do the calculations. 2 into 80 is 160. 5 into 90, 9 5s are 45, so 450. 10 into 10 is 100. 11 sevens are 77, so here the answer will be 770, plus 14 twos are 28, so here it will be 280, plus 9 into 50, again 450. 8 into 70, 8 sevens are 56, so here it will be 560. Now let's add all these values. 160 plus 450 plus 100 plus 770 plus 280 plus 450 plus 560. Here the answer is 2770. So this is our initial feasible solution by using the least cost method. Now this is the same numerical which we have solved in my previous video by using the northwest corner method. By using that method, the initial feasible solution was 3250, and using the least cost method, the solution is 2770. The question is same, but it seems that the least cost method gives a more optimal solution. It minimizes the total cost of transportation. Like I said in my previous video, in examination, the question will be lengthier. Now here the scenario is for villages we have to supply water. This is the source, demand and supply. In exam they will give many situations like transportation routes or allocation of raw materials. Anything will be given, but this is the main part, how we have to proceed for the solutions. We can ignore the data which is mentioned in the question, just focus on the cells. Now the point where students make mistakes is in least cost method. Let's say by mistake the first allocation I will make, instead of 2 I'll give it to 3, then the answer will be wrong. And if the data is more, now here only 4 by 4 table is given, but if the data is more, students are bound to make mistakes. So please pay attention. And the second thing where students make mistakes is, let's say this minimum cell of the first allocation 2 was in the middle somewhere, and if the demand was exhausted, they forget to scratch out these cells, unallocated cells. Even in this condition, the final answer would be wrong. So please avoid these mistakes. I have purposely solved the same numerical by using the two different methods. So it will be easier for you to understand the steps. I have also written the stepwise allocations. Okay friends, so that's all for today. If there are any doubts, please let me know in the comment section. If you understood this tutorial, please leave a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.